has been an eventful couple of weeks covering Bucs OTAs. Last week, Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask threw one errant pass each in warm-ups and got vilified on social media for reasons still unbeknownst to me. Now let's zip to what I saw today, and objectively speaking, it was not good. There were a lot of ugly passes. I mean, this video goes for 45 seconds. And once again, similar clips were posted on social media, went viral. Everyone jumped down Baker and Kyle's throats, yada, yada, yada. And while you'd love to see these QBs complete every pass in practice with no rush, no one guarding receivers, let me let you in on a little secret. Sam, can we get a one shot, please? I need a one shot. I need one of these. Thank you so much. Let me get in position here. We are all astutely aware Baker Mayfield is a dart, considering he signed a one-year show-me deal and is on his fourth team in 3 years. Kyle Trask is a virtual unknown after taking a gray shirt and a red shirt behind Tom Brady and company. So yeah, no one has mistaken any of these dudes for the GOAT, and cap issues have forced the Bucs to be a bit creative under center. Not to mention there are only 3 receiving options at OTAs so far with more than 1 year of NFL experience: Chris Godwin, David Moore, and David Wells. But more importantly, it is May 30th. These guys are working on things. It's like ripping into a starting pitcher during spring training. Take it easy. I think Baker Mayfield explained it well last week.
Just getting timing down. Not just for me and the quarterbacks, but just everybody, getting the system down, getting the fundamentals down. We haven't played a real snap of football. There's a long way to go before that, and it's just the time of year where everybody's pretty bored and they don't really have much to talk about, and it makes it fun.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Pewter and Red podcast here on YouTube. This is going to be day 4 of OTAs, and we're here asking the question, is it time to panic? Well, let me get a close-up. Is it time to panic? We have the panic button. No, we don't have the panic soundboard. But is it time to panic? No, it is not time to panic. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. The guy from the news explained it the best. It's very early. There's a lot of things that go to this. If you've watched the NFL for a couple of years and actually been invested in OTAs and training camp, we've seen quarterbacks throw 5 interceptions in one practice. We've seen quarterbacks throw an interception to the offensive coordinator who's playing defensive back. We've seen countless of different quarterbacks, including Tom Brady, miss wide open players in practice and OTAs and training camp. We've seen Tom Brady miss passes in a regular season game. So this is not much to even think about. I will say this. If this was my old channel, I probably would have not even discussed anything about this. But since this is my new channel, the Pewter and Red podcast, we're going to discuss everything as much as possible to give you guys the most content that I could possibly bring to you guys. Remember, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. And for everybody that's been following, please hit the like button because it helps the algorithm and it helps the channel and it tells YouTube that you appreciated the video here. Not only that, but we have gotten 30 subscribers already, ladies and gentlemen. 30 subscribers. Round of applause for everyone who's been subscribing and actually been sharing the video and sharing the channel. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate my day ones. In fact, all my day ones from my other channel, comment in the comment section. Let me know you're here. Comment your name. And you know what? Might as well comment the state that you're repping, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go ahead and do that. You know who you guys are. You guys know who you guys are. So go ahead and represent. Put your name in the comment section. Let me know what state you're representing, those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And my day ones who are new to me in general and just found this channel, please, I urge you, put your name in the comment section and let me see what state you guys are repping the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at. Let's continue with today, day 4 of OTAs. And today we are going to go with an article from pewterreport.com. And pewterreport.com has another article about the quarterback battle. This article is called Bucks OTA Insider 530, Slimmer Kyle Trask enters quarterback battle. Now, we've heard the last article that we read about the quarterbacks. It was more about Kyle Trask. If you didn't see that, go ahead and go watch that video. It'll probably be up at the end of this video. You'll see a link or a box to click on at the end of this video. You go ahead and click on that, and it is something to keep in touch of how these quarterbacks are being looked at. So this is another day that media got to see the quarterbacks, and we're going to start right here. It says quarterback Kyle Trask is noticeably trimmer this year, and we've heard this from several reporters. Noticeably trimmer this year, looking downright skinny. Trask weighed 240 pounds at the NFL Scouting Combine in 2021. Coming out of the University of Florida, he lost 10 to 12 pounds in his first 2 seasons with Tampa Bay and has dropped another 5 to 10 pounds this offseason. He said Tuesday after practice that likely puts Trask somewhere around 218, 223 pounds. Trask said he has been on a stricter diet and wants to shed some excess weight to help increase his mobility for Dave Canales' offense, which features plenty of rollouts, bootlegs, and waggles. There is not nearly as much throwing from the pocket as he experienced the last 2 seasons in Bruce Arians' offense. Trask, now we're going into how they looked. Trask took reps with the second string offense again on Tuesday. But head coach Todd Bowles said both Trask and Baker Mayfield were alternating days as the starter. The third-year quarterback had a strong finish to practice, throwing a touchdown to undrafted free agent receiver Cade Warner, that's Kurt Warner's son, in the end zone, and launching a low strike to undrafted free agent receiver Ryan Miller, who made a great diving catch. Mayfield took starting reps once again and overcame a somewhat slow start to catch fire at the end of practice. He showed great anticipation, hitting Warner on a quick slant and following that up with a dart to 6th-round pick Trey Palmer on a skinny post. Mayfield also showed great patience in allowing routes to develop just outside the red zone before finding a wide-open Raheem Jarrett for a score. Once inside the red zone, Mayfield showed off his scrambling ability on a design quarterback keeper end around for a rushing touchdown. John Wolford also shined in the red zone. The Bucks' third-string quarterback had a strong end Tuesday's OTA, throwing a low touchdown pass to Palmer on one play, and then coming back and hitting Kalen Geiger for a touchdown in the back corner of the end zone on another. That was what we got for OTA's day 4. But, let's go ahead and let's get to the breakdown.
Hit a breakdown.
So, listen, folks. Once again, it's OTAs. We're going to see stuff like this with missed throws that you're watching right now. Missed throws here and there. It happens. Once again, there's quarterbacks that's learning the system, learning the routes, trying to get timing and the chemistry. That's every quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is doing the same thing right now. Getting timing. As a matter of fact, I believe I've seen a Dolphins fan post a clip of Aaron Rodgers missing a throw and acting like, they got an old Aaron Rodgers. Like, this is just, it's what trolls and Twitter does. Not only that, but it says that Kyle Trask is throwing to the second string. I mean, everybody is second, third, and fourth string right now. The only starter we have actually out there practicing is Chris Godwin. Russell Gage is not out there. Mike Evans is not out there. Chris Godwin is literally the only starting receiver out there running any routes for anybody. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about what we heard today. we heard 3 different quarterbacks. We heard Kyle Trask, who is, who's done well and exceeded towards the end of the practice, throwing touchdowns. We heard another quarterback in Baker Mayfield who had a rough start in the beginning, but then caught fire towards the end and had a better ending to his practice. And then we hear the 3rd string quarterback who kind of sounded like the other quarterback, Kyle Trask, which the 3rd string quarterback was John Walford, who once again had a okay practice but caught fire at the end of practice. So there's not much to go. Once again, there's not much to go off of right now, but we are going to give our opinions right now. And what I heard before in a report in last week's OTAs was that Kyle Trask did nothing to lose the starting job. And we heard that Baker Mayfield had a good throw or 2 down the field. And then later on, when no longer talking about quarterbacks, we heard that while talking about tight ends, heard that certain tight ends were having great catches down the field, and it just happened to be Kyle Trask who was throwing the ball, but they didn't mention those throws of Kyle Trask when they were talking about the quarterbacks. So as you can see, there is kind of a little bit of a bias of not giving the full report of Kyle Trask. So in another report that we talked about in another episode of Pewter and Red podcast, again, you will see that you'll see that video pop up at the end of this channel. There was a full report on Kyle Trask and what people are saying about Kyle Trask. So what I will say is this. For the most part, we're going to get a lot of good from Baker Mayfield when it comes to reporting, because it seems like, once again, people want Baker Mayfield to be the starter. We're not hearing much about Kyle Trask, but when we hear about Kyle Trask, it's usually a good thing. For the most part, the only thing that we're seeing about Kyle Trask is a missed throw here and a missed throw there, which these are not really being reported by reporters in these blogs for 2 reasons. One, Baker Mayfield is missing just as many, if not more. Number 2, once again, to these reporters who are constantly every year at OTAs, mini camps, training camps, they know this happens constantly and all the time, every year. It's a quarterback trying to get chemistry with his somewhat new, at this moment, all new wide receivers. So with that said, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that like button. It's free. Once again, you people, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. We're going to do a lot of content here. Remember, we're kid friendly and safe for work, so you can listen to us on the radio when you're driving your kids to school, or you can put us in the background while you're working. We're kid friendly and safe for work. It's your guy RTP. This is the Pewter and Red podcast, and remember, it's Pewter and Red till we're cold and dead. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, don't forget, click on one of these videos if you haven't caught up.